Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is your host Majestic speaking with another episode of Mechwarrior Online here. And today is a very special edition of Mechwarrior Online, as I'm going to be taking out another Majestic series build for you guys in light of having just reached 2,500 subscribers on the channel. Now before we dive into the build, the modules, the gameplay, and thoughts, I wanted to again extend a huge thank you to all of you guys who have supported me and the channel over this past year, but not only that, for supporting this series in particular. The Majestic series builds are my most prized possessions. These are the mechs that I've tampered, tinkered, messed around with for the most amount of hours, customizing 100% to my playstyle as a skirmish brawler out there on the battlefield. So again, I just want to say thank you guys so much for supporting this series. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy this build in my Gargoyle. My assault, guys, I'm taking out an assault. You believe that for a Majestic series build, guys? I think I've gone off the deep end. I'm starting to think I'm actually going crazy. If any of you guys hadn't think I was going crazy before, I'm sure you will now, because yes, I'm taking out an assault variant in my Majestic series. I'm like playing that back in my head and it just sounds psychotic. But anyway, again, this is my Gargoyle D variant, 80-ton clan assault. And the reason why I'm taking out the D variant is because the D variant is unique in that it is the only variant with 2 energy hardpoints in the center torso. Now, if you don't have the D variant, you can't have the same exact build as I have it here, because you cannot switch out the center torso as an Omnipod. But as you can see from the rest of this mech, he's got dual power gloves, baby. This is Panzer. I like to call this guy, I don't know, I nicknamed him Panzer. He looks German. I mean, he looks angry enough to be German. So I figured, you know what, why not? I'll name him Panzer, and this is what I'm going to go with. Dual power gloves. As you can see, he's heavily armed to the teeth with lasers on both of his arms. And again, he is the only variant that has 2 energy hardpoints in the center torso. But let's dive into the nitty-gritty so you guys can see the rest of the details. Again, 6 small pulse lasers in the right arm, 4 small pulse lasers in the left arm, and 2 small pulse lasers in the center torso. So again, this is very, very short-range brawly. 12 clan small pulse lasers is no joke. And it deals a 72-point alpha when you're within range. So again, you do have to be very, very patient with this mech in order to get into the right spot at the right time in order to utilize this mech effectively. But if you do, the damage and devastation that you cause out there on the battlefield is absolutely astronomical. So stay patient if you decide to use this mech. If you decide to get it and build it out exactly like this, just wait for your opportunity to strike. It will come, and I guarantee you'll have not only a blast, but you'll be really putting your team at the front of winning the battle. So let's dive into the rest of this thing. 80 out of 80 tons. This is one of the smallest or lightest mechs in the assault class. You know, everyone's used to taking out those 100-tonners, the Kodiaks, the Direwolves, the Atlases, so on and so forth. But this guy is one of the most underutilized assault mechs in the game. At only 80 tons, but packing a 72-point alpha, this thing is absolutely insane out there on the battlefield. Now, I'm utilizing 70 out of 78 slots, 479 out of 494 armor, taking 15 armor hard points, 7 out of each leg and 1 on the head. I wanted to keep this mech as balanced as I possibly could. So taking 7 out of each leg and then the extra 1 out of the head kept it as balanced as I could, along with 14 external double heat sinks on top of the 10 internal heat sinks. So it has 24 double heat sinks. Now that is coupled with a 1.13 heat management ratio. So I am kind of breaking my golden rule here in dipping below that 1.2, which I like to keep as my minimum for my heat management threshold. But when you're coupling that with 24 clan double heat sinks, the dissipation is absolutely insane. Now, the reason why I took the armor off of the legs, just to go back on that point, is because, again, your opponents are not looking to fire and take off your legs in an assault. They're looking to take out your firepower. They want to neuter you completely before they start working on some of these other extremities like your torsos and legs. So take that into consideration. That's the reason why I took the armor off the legs and then one in the head, just again to keep it even. But with that 1.13 heat management ratio, yes, this thing is extremely hot. You cannot do a full alpha with these 12 clan small pulse lasers. You can, however, do 10. I tried it. So you can utilize the right and left arm completely. So you will be able to fire off 10 out of the 12 clan small pulse lasers. If you do fire off all 12, you will shut down and cause internal structure damage to your center torso. So do not try it. I've already done it. So I just want to keep you guys in the loop of how this mech actually works. Using 10 out of the 12 is okay, and then chain firing with those 2 in the center torso, you're fine. You can even, chain fire 6-4-2 or 2-4-6. It's pretty evenly balanced from that perspective. Now, one way that I also like to chain fire this is 6 and then these 6. So 1 and 1. But you cannot fire all 12 at the same time, at most 10. So both arms, in other words. Now, again, this thing does deal a 72-point alpha, but you do have to be within range, and you're not using a full alpha. So you got to keep that in mind when you're only using 10 out of the 12 lasers. Now, it has an 87.1 speed. Holy crap. An assault mech, guys. An 80-ton assault mech. Now, I know that's on the lighter end of the assaults, which gives it that, that trade-off with the speed. But 87.1 kph completely mastered. I mean, it doesn't have mask or anything, so the speed speaks for itself. This thing's got the firepower, the speed, the armor, and the dissipation for heat that really emphasized why I love taking this mech out there on the battlefield. And again, I do want to just point out that this is completely mastered. So if you do want to take this out there on the battlefield, sink in the C-bills to get all the Omnipods situated and grind out the XP to get this thing mastered, because it is an absolute menace out there on the battlefield. So there is the loadout for you guys. Again, 80 out of 80 tons, 70 out of 78 slots, 479 out of 494 armor, 1.13 is the heat management ratio with 24 double heat sinks, including 10 in the engine, 14 external, 6 on top of the engine. 72-point alpha, 87.1 kph. It's the recipe for absolute chaos. And that's hopefully what you guys get from this video by the end of it. Now, let's dive into the modules so that we can sink our teeth into a couple rounds of gameplay. Now, you're looking probably immediately at this empty slot that I left here for the weapon modules. Now, I only am utilizing one weapon, right? The Clan Small Pulse Lasers. So I have the Clan Small Pulse Laser range. I wanted to increase it as much as I could, so that gave me a 10% bonus. So I get 181 meters of range. Now, the reason why I left the other one empty is because it's kind of a waste of C-bills to put Clan Small Pulse Laser cooldown on this thing when it's already suffering from a 1.13 heat management ratio and cannot do a full alpha. So that's one thing that I definitely took into consideration. I was like, I'm not going to spend the 3 million C-bills. This thing is hot as it is. Now, the dissipation is great, but I want to be able to continuously fire those things off once the heat dissipation kicks into effect and I actually can fire everything off. Not just when I'm able to by the lasers cooling down, but when the actual mech cools down enough so that I can actually effectively and efficiently utilize my lasers when I fire them. So that's the reason why I left that mech module, or that weapon module slot blank, and I'm only utilizing the Clan Small Pulse Laser range level 5, so that gives me, again, a 10% bonus to my range. Target info gathering and radar deprivation. Those are the two modules that I decided to go with. Again, this thing is a component peeler. This thing will just sever components even just from one side of it. Now, I know you guys are thinking, well, the Nova also does that too. Yes, it does. You're absolutely right. But this thing definitely is more tanky. It's got absolutely fantastic positioning for those hard points. And really, I mean, the Nova runs extremely hot. It's a lighter mech at the end of the day. It doesn't have the tonnage to carry 24 double heat sinks. So, you know, when you see it from that perspective, that's the reason why this mech is just so unique in how it can be utilized out there on the battlefield. So target info gathering, I want to know where those weak components are. I want to sever some stuff off. I want to get those critical hits, and I want to get those killing blows. That's the name of the game, right? So that's exactly how I built it out to be. Coupling that with radar deprivation, again, at short range, with only 181 meters to tag my opponents with these small pulses, if I dip out into cover, I want to be completely hidden. I don't want to be targeted by anyone. I don't want anyone to know where my critical points are if you know, I have some critical parts on the mech. I want to be completely hidden. So it's absolutely essential to use the radar deprivation. Now, you could switch the target info gathering out with, say, seismic sensor in case someone's coming up close to you and you want to get, you know, have the advantage in knowing where which direction they're coming from. But I decided to go with target info gathering because I'm severing components, and radar deprivation because I want to be completely hidden when I dip out from, you know, putting down that fire on my opponents. Cool Shot, 9x9, and Improved Airstrike are the two consumables that I wanted to go with. Again, the 9x9 is absolutely essential for this mech, given the heat management. Even with the heat dissipation with those 24 double heat sinks, it still is very warm. So I definitely took that into consideration as to why I'm taking the 9x9 and the Improved Airstrike. I want to put down some cover fire, maybe help get my team into a better position. So, you know, just really negotiating how we're actually going around there out on the battlefield. By putting down an airstrike, it kind of freaks the enemy out. They want to back up. That's their first reaction. So by doing so, it gives us a better chance to get into a better position. That's the reason for why I'm using those consumables. But enough said about this mech. It's time to take out my Majestic's Majestic Series Gargoyle D variant 80-ton clan assault mech. Let's hop onto the battlefield and see what kind of brutality we can do.
I must destroy everything that tries to learn facts. Even an empty threat deserves a response you will soon forget. I must destroy everything that tries to learn facts.
Alrighty guys, our first round is going to take place on River City. Very interesting map, trying to make this build work in all situations, all different kinds of occasions. And River City, I mean, for the most part, if we can get them amongst either the buildings or amongst the citadel, underneath one of the platforms, the tunnel, somewhere where we can engage in close range combat without having to think or deal with long range support from our opponents, that's really where this mech shines. And as you can see, firing off 10 small pulse lasers and then the 2 afterwards brings us to about 60%, but then the dissipation we're all already at, you know, back down to 2. Now we do have 87 kph to work with as an assault, which is absolutely flying. That's without mask. So although we do have less tonnage to work with, we do have more speed to work with. So as an assault, I would hope that everyone waits up for me, so I'm going to message to the rest of the team to wait up for the rest of the assaults that are in my lance. I do not want any of them left behind and getting chewed alive by any kind of lights. So we're going to move up here closer towards some cover of the buildings, just in case they have some long-range snipers or something like that that are trying to ping down some damage on us. And right now, here we go. Wait for assaults. Just so that everyone keeps in mind where they are on the map. I know everyone likes to spread out, especially when they see the lights usually going off to do some scouting. That usually makes everyone think they could just do whatever they want, and it's like a free-for-all. So hopefully just saying wait for the assaults, they do that. But we're going to take refuge in the tunnel. And maybe, just maybe, we might get some bites over here in case they have either lights or a couple mediums. Maybe even the rest of their team might even come this way. Fight up right near the bridge. So this adder, there's a cheetah right here. Oh my gosh, and he's gonna eat some lasers really early in the match. He just sucked on 12 small pulse lasers within my range, so he's definitely not feeling too well, if I had to guess. And another cheetah is coming over here. I'm not sure which direction he's gonna go. If he pops up, he's a little too fast for me to get my lasers off, but that's okay. And from the looks of it, it looks like the rest of their team might be coming this way. I haven't had a battle in the tunnel here in forever. But if they find me, they are definitely going to take their shots. Got a Marauder a little far out there. And a couple of them are coming up the ramp right now. Oh my gosh, this is going to give us a great opportunity to get some shots down. We are taking some fire from multiple angles. But it looks like we have the support of a couple of our other assaults. It's seemingly like we have a Mauler next to us and maybe the Atlas that was in our lance. And we're going to continuously put down some fire on these guys. Put down that airstrike. And we'll shoot up that Viper a little bit as well, just so that he knows not to come back. This Orion is going to get super aggressive on us, though, so we're going to keep firing on him. He's going to get some damage down on us, but that's totally okay. We have some heat management to work with, and we constantly are pinging that Orion. He is backing up. If we could get a shot down on him and the rest of his team, oh my gosh, I have some critical damage to deal with. They're going to shoot up my feet, but I cannot back off from the rest of my team. Yes, we do have the Atlas and the Mauler with us, and an assault is coming into the basement. 3-on-1, though, at this point. His team doesn't seem to be supporting him, but I'm going to support my team, and here they come. Okay, so we have a Cheetah and Orion coming in the basement. They're not focusing on me, but I'm going to cut them up. I'm absolutely going to cut them up, and I took down one of them. There goes the second. Looks like another one is coming down the tunnel path as well, but it looks like he backed up a little bit, and is that still him there? I'm gonna peek up over here if we can get him. Okay, yes, he's coming back down. Okay, we got him. Juliet is now running away a little bit. And we just destroyed the legs on that guy and took him out entirely. These 12 small pulse lasers working together is absolutely insane. And a double kill. Just as I'm sitting here talking, there we go. And an assault is trying to get aggressive. That Atlas against our Atlas, but our Atlas has me and this Warhammer for support. Our Mauler looks like he's covering our back. Wow, that worked out perfectly in our favor. Holy cow. And look at how cored up I thought I was done. I thought it was definitely an easy kill for them to get me. Whew, what a firefight. And see, that's what I'm talking about. When you say, like, to the rest of the team, wait for assaults, everyone appreciates it. And look at that. They wound up supporting me under the tunnel. They saw where I went, and they gave me that support that I needed. Now, we do have a direwolf chilling out here in the water. He's not really with anyone, is he? Yeah, we're going to get some free shots on him. He's not going to know where it comes from. But, man, are we just going to chew him up. If he's just going to chill there, we're going to absolutely chew him up. If he's just going to... Yeah, he looks like he's going against the wall there. And we're going to get some more free shots down him. We're going to have to whip around the wall. We have an Atlas up there putting down fire on him, and he is going to get cored up in the back. He looks like he's going to turn around and get some fire down on us, but we're going to be able to take him out before we shut down. Woo! Man, we are crit to the T, but we got the kill nonetheless. Definitely got some help from that Atlas that was up above and the Mauler that was behind us, thank God. Otherwise, we might have been toasted there. Now, I could loop back around, but I don't think anyone is towards that part of the city or up on that side of the platform. I feel like they're all pretty close. One of our friends on our team got killed, but it looks like a couple are pinging up on our radar here. Yeah, we have a Timberwolf right here, and he's going to try and get aggressive, but we're going to get a full 10-point alpha with those small pulse lasers on him and get the kill. And then we turn the corner, and there's a Marauder right here. Do another 10 small pulse laser alpha on him, and he's going to lose his arm. That's 2/3 of his armament. We're going to try and fire in on him before he hides, and unfortunately, we shut down. But man, is he not feeling too well. Our Atlas is probably going to be able to clean him up, unless we can get there and help him out as well. He's completely cored. Full 10-point alpha again, and we get the kill. Holy crap, this thing just keeps firing off these small pulse lasers. It's unbelievable what kind of damage this thing does up close. And unfortunately, we took a volley from long-range missiles. But like I said, guys, this thing is very tanky. Somehow, it just keeps kicking. And as long as it's kicking, I'm going to keep firing with it. So here we go, last opponent here in the river, Marauder, and we didn't get the kill, but we definitely got a significant amount of damage on him before our teammate got the kill on him, and wow, was that quite the round. I thought we were done from the get-go, but somehow we pulled that one out. 12-8 the final score, 6 kills, 4 assists, 4 times doing the most damage, 985 damage with 11 components destroyed, topping the leaderboards with damage. One of only 3 members to survive. But let's hop back into the queue, and hopefully the second round, we can mix it up a little bit with the map that's more intended for short range. So here we go, guys. Second round is going to take place on Viridian Bog. Back in the bog, baby. And immediately, the first thing that we're going to want to do is get into a position where we have some sort of cover. Some place that we can hide behind, get behind at some point if we decide to go out in the open. So we're going to head towards the central kind of plateau. That seems to be where a lot of teams like to focus up. But as opposed to staying on the ground in a heavy or assault, like the heavies and assaults tend to do when they go on this map, I'm going to go up top. I think that might switch it up a little bit. And lights and mediums really do like to scout up top there. So we might have some, opportunities there to get down some early damage on these guys and scare them off to get off the plateau. And hopefully be easy pickings for the rest of the team. Now, I'm going to head up here. And immediately, there we go. A Jenner. There's a Jenner just flying around. We got another Jenner flying around, and a Timberwolf who's chilling over there. We're gonna get down some damage on all these guys. Half of them don't don't want to be hit right now. So as you can see, the 2 Jenners were scared of, and a 3rd Jenner. Holy crap! They got 3 Jenners all chilling around the top of the plateau here. We're gonna keep firing on him. I'm gonna overheat, but that was enough to scare him off. Now that is great news for us. He's got a Timberwolf helping him out and a Vindicator. And we're going to keep putting down some suppression fire. That Marauder is going to help us out. And from the looks of the minimap, it looks like we have the rest of our team helping out as well. We're going to keep firing in on this Timberwolf, and we're going to get fired on from below. Looks like their team is trying to get a right side flank on us, and we're going to keep pinging up this Highlander if he's just going to chill there. He is going to take some shots on me, and I'm going to take some damage, which puts me in like a yellow-orange kind of damage on my torsos kind of situation, but that's totally fine. As I said, we do have some tankiness with our armor. Helped out get that kill, and we're just going to provide some suppression fire at this point on that Shadow Cat. This dragon, wow, I haven't seen a dragon in forever, like mythical creatures at this point. We're gonna put some fire down on him. We're getting fired on from long range. Now, I do not need to deal with that because I only have short range to deal with. So I'm gonna back up here, take a little bit of a back, and this Shadow Cat, man, he's so aggressive. Oh, he's got support. He's got some support from an Executioner here. I have a cord right torso at this point because that Executioner came out of nowhere, corded me up a little bit. But it looks like we have the support of a lot of our tonnage here. Kodiak, Hellbringer, Marauder, all up top, decided to follow me up here and join in on the battle that's ensuing up here. We're going to help out this Marauder as he goes around this side of the plateau. And as predicted, there are a couple of them. Yeah, we have a Shadow Cat here. We're going to destroy a ton of components off this guy. Man, he's completely neutered at this point. That Executioner is still getting aggressive. He's going to try and get away, but we're going to shut down because we did an alpha trying to kill him, which I am totally fine with because if we could have gotten the kill before he successfully escaped, that would have been fantastic. But that's totally fine. No harm, no foul. We didn't get shot on. This dragon is just not paying attention at all. He has his back to us, and we're just lighting him up. And ultimately, we get the kill, which is fantastic. Did the most damage just peeling off that back armor. Got a Mad Dog, and oh my gosh, that Executioner's still here. It's time to brawl, buddy. You versus me. And I'm going to keep pinging him, keep pinging him, keep pinging him. Oh my gosh. Ah, he's going to, don't get me. I'm going to full alpha. Woo. Woo. Holy crap, I got him, but I'm shut down. Please, team, help me. Don't let me die. Don't let me die. And they got the kills on that guy, that Timberwolf. Oh my gosh, he got him. And I think that's the end of the match. It is the end of the match. I am absolutely exhausted. And that's going to do it for this episode of Mechwarrior Online, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at the damage and everything for yourselves. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button or leave a comment. Thank you guys again, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.